What is up, everyone? It is your boy Niner Sickness with an episode of the Let's Talk Niners. I know I haven't been on here for like forever. I have not been on here forever, but I am back, at least for tonight. Let's talk a little football. Let's talk Brock Purdy. Let's talk show me the money.
And he runs out across the 30, breaks a tackle, he's gone! It is intercepted! The 49ers have the football! Touchdown! He's into the end zone! Touchdown! Touchdown! 49ers! San Francisco!
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Look who's back. It is your boy Niner Sickness with an episode of Let's Talk Niners here on the Niners channel. Make sure to subscribe, hit that like button. You know what to do. It has been a minute since I have come live on my channel. Been busy with life, family. There's been a couple of deaths in my family, so I went to a couple of funerals. But I've been keeping up with the Niners. I've been watching on X what's been happening with the San Francisco 49ers. And the Niners finally locked up Brock Purdy. Kittle was locked up not too long ago. Brock Purdy is locked up, and now they're trying to lock up an extension for Fred Warner. Who are these 49ers? What happened to John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan? Were they abducted by aliens? Because these dudes are not the guys that normally have contracts done this early. Have they learned from their previous mistakes and realized, let's not mess around with Brock Purdy. We got to get this kid in OTAs, minicamp, preseason, develop his chemistry with the receivers. I'm excited, guys. I had to come on and talk live because I've been hearing a lot of hate regarding Brock Purdy. The Niners messed up. The Niners should have not signed him. The Niners signed him too much. He's not a top 10 quarterback. They should have just played out his last year. All this nonsense I've been hearing about Brock Purdy and the 49ers. And I had to just jump on and give my peace of mind of what I think the signing of one Brock Purdy. Before I do, let me go ahead and say hello to Robert Escalante is in the house. What's up, my brother? From a different mother, how you doing, sir? Still think we paid too much for Purdy. Compared to who? Compared to his ability of what he's able to do on the field, because he doesn't have that strong arm. He's not your typical prototype quarterback that looks like Josh Allen, that runs like Lamar Jackson, that throws like Joe Burrow. What indications gives you, Robert, and a lot of Niner fans the reasoning of thinking we pay too much for a quarterback that All he has done since he became a Niner is win games. You know the last time we had a Pro Bowl quarterback? Can you name me the last Pro Bowl quarterback that played for the Niners? Let me see it in the comments. Who was the last Pro Bowl quarterback that played for the San Francisco 49ers? What's up, Daniel Burry Sports? How you doing, sir? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. Can you guys name the last quarterback, Pro Bowler, the last Pro Bowler quarterback that played for the Niners? What's up, Tommy?
Booyah!
Tommy's in the house. What's up, brother? He says, the haters are dumb. What?
Oh my God, it's happening.
It is happening. The haters are hating. Listen, guys, name me the last Pro Bowl quarterback that put on the San Francisco uniform. I'll help you out. It wasn't Kaepernick. It wasn't Alex Smith. Who was the last Pro Bowl quarterback to play for the Niners? That's how long it's been since we had a good quarterback run our offense. Jeff Garcia. That is correcto mundo.
Correcto mundo.
That's right. That's right. Jeff Garcia was the last Pro Bowl quarterback. Many of you were not even alive when Jeff Garcia was playing. That's how long it's been since we had an effective quarterback. Brock Purdy, Pro Bowl quarterback. Last one was Jeff Garcia. What is it that we want, guys? You got to stop drinking the Kool-Aid. You got to be careful who you listen to on social media. You really got to pay attention who you listen to. You got a lot of people that want to, grow their channels. God bless their hearts. They want to grow their channels. They want bites. They want likes. They want subscriptions to go up. So they will send you a narrative that fits what they're trying to do to build their channel. But if you study film, if you break down film, you will realize how much and how well Brock Purdy is for Kyle. Do you know that Brock Purdy is the best quarterback that Kyle Shanahan has ever coached? Throughout Kyle Shanahan's career, whether a head coach or an offensive coordinator, every quarterback that Kyle Shanahan has coached, Brock Purdy is the best quarterback. What's up, McNiner? How you doing, sir? Welcome to the channel. I want a Super Bowl win. Don't we all?
Bye.
Bye. No, just kidding. We all want a Super Bowl win. That is the ultimate goal. I get it. But it takes a lot of things to go right to win a Super Bowl. We got to the Super Bowl with Brock Purdy. Did we win it? No. Brock Purdy did. Listen, in the Super Bowl that we played against the Kansas City Chiefs, Brock Purdy did not lose that Super Bowl. Brock Purdy did not lose that Super Bowl. We went into overtime. Brock Purdy got the lead in overtime, and the defense gave up the play. Brock Purdy did what he had to do. to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. It was up to the defense to step up and make that stop, which they couldn't do. But yet, we want to blame Brock Purdy. We want to say that Brock Purdy is not worth the money he got paid. Listen, guys, if you look at the contract, he's getting a contract similar to Hurts, Jalen Hurts. This is going to give him paid. It's going to be able to provide his future for himself and his family, and yet still allow the 49ers to develop a very good team going forward. Brock Purdy could have been a jerk. Brock Purdy could have said, you know what? I don't care if we make the Super Bowl or not. This is the moment that and the opportunity that I have to make the most money I possibly can. And I know a lot of Niner fans were like, well, he needs not to be greedy. Who you talking to? If that was you, you will want to get paid every freaking penny you feel you deserve. Whether the whole world agrees with you or not, you're going to want to get paid, because paydays like this don't come very often. It's not like every quarterback has an opportunity to get paid a lot of money. Brock Purdy put himself in a situation where if he wanted to hold the 49ers ransom, he could have. He could have told the 49ers, pay me what I want, pay me $60 million, or trade me. And the Niners will be stuck. But he didn't do that. He understood, I need to make enough money to change my life and to change the future of my family going forward. But yet, I want to work with the 49ers because we have a common goal. And that common goal is to win a Super Bowl. And Purdy knows he needs weapons. Every quarterback, whether you're Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, they need weapons. Can some quarterbacks play better with less weapons? Yes. Is Josh Allen better than Brock Purdy? Yes. I'm not arguing that. But every quarterback needs weapons to be successful. Brock Purdy put the Niners in a situation where he is taken care of financially and his family, and yet the Niners are now able to structure an offensive line that everybody and their mamas has been crying for. Maybe the Niners next year go after and build that offensive line. They're trying to build the defense this year. They're trying to get the defense established. Then I believe next year they're going to focus on that offensive line. I don't care if Kyle Shanahan does not put emphasis on the offensive line. He will draft offensive players next draft. Save this receipt. They are establishing the defense where we lost majority of our starters with this draft. They secure Brock Purdy in May, not in late July, not late August, not early September, but in May. Brock Purdy is mature beyond his years. We got a quarterback that is not selfish. We got a quarterback that understands, yes, I want to be able to get a contract that takes care of me and my family for the rest of my life in the future. But I also understand that we got to win a Super Bowl. And both sides, the Niners Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, Murad Parat, Brock Purdy, his agent, got together, had discussions, mature discussions, and said, okay, Brock, we want to pay you where it's a life-changing contract for you. But we also need to build this roster. And Brock Purdy said, yes, take care of me and let's build this roster. He did not take the other way. Imagine if he would have been an SOB and would have cared less about winning and more about his contract. Do you think that Dak Prescott helped out the Cowboys? His contract, do you think that contract helped out the Cowboys? Absolutely not. Dak Prescott was thinking about himself, and I am not mad at that. I really am not. Players, when you have your opportunity to get the bag, get the bag. Absolutely get the bag. But by getting all that money, the Cowboys are now struggling and will struggle. Jalen Hurts took a better deal. He understood. He wanted to get paid. He wanted to have security for the rest of his life, but he also wanted to win a Super Bowl. It looks like the 49ers are following the blueprints of the Eagles. They are following the blueprints of the Eagles and the Rams. The Eagles secured Jalen Hurts, paid him enough money, but did not jeopardize future players. The Niners are doing the same. This team, if not this year, in a year or two, is going to be dominant once again. Now, the draft has to hit. Mikael Williams has to be the guy. CJ West has to be the guy. Alfred Collins has to be the guy. Those three right there. Those three. Everyone else is dressing on the salad. If they work out, great. If they don't, so be it. But the three guys I mentioned are key. Mikael Williams, Alfred Collins, and CJ West. Those guys have to be the ones that will be starters and good starters going forward. If we hit on that corner we got, great. If we hit on the safety, great. If we hit on the receivers that we got, great. If we hit on the running backs we got, great. If we don't, we will manage. But the three guys that have to be successful for this Niners team to be great are those three guys. Oh, yes. Thank you. I forgot about this kid. Thank you, Tommy. This kid, Martin, looks like he can be one heck of a linebacker. Now, I'm going to be honest. I don't know too much about this kid. I watched tape after we picked him, but I really did not follow this kid or do homework on him. I pray and I hope that he turns out to be a great linebacker. He will be a key as well. Thank you, Tommy, for bringing him up. But we need CJ West, Alfred Collins, and Mikael Williams to be studs. They have to be studs. We cannot afford a Javon Kinlaw. Alfred Collins cannot be a Kinlaw type of player. CJ West cannot be a Solomon Thomas type of player. We need Mikael Williams to set in the wide 9. He needs to be able to stop the run, set the edge, and go after the quarterback. Push the running game back to the middle, right into the lap of Alfred Collins and CJ West. If Mikael Williams gets sacks, that'll be amazing. But I want him to set the edge. I want him to stop the run. Ain't nobody running against him. I am happy. The sacks will come. The sacks will come. Don't get focused on the sacks when it comes to Alfred Collins or Williams. If they happen, great. Obviously, sacks are important, but don't get caught up in that. Can Mikael Williams set the edge? Can he stop the run? Can Alfred Collins plug up the hole? Can he take on 2 defenders? Can he take on the center and the guard and open up the lanes for Fred Warner and company? Could Alfred Collins plug up the hole and open up the lane for CJ West? To me, Alfred Collins is going to be the silent killer. Don't expect double-digit sacks from Collins. If he does, man, get excited. But this kid wasn't brought in for his potential to sack the quarterback. This kid was brought in to plug in the hole, to force the players to run on the outside where Williams and Bosa will be waiting. No, Roxy. Can Alfred Collins take on 2 offensive linemen and beat them like rag dolls? Can he push around the center and the guard? Can he put the guard on his ass? I hope not, Tommy. I really hope not. Now, truth be told, if you look at his career in college with the Longhorns in Texas, he was never hurt. He doesn't get hurt in college. Now, the pros are different, but it's not, he's hurt. He has maybe a bruise or whatever they're dealing with, but it's not like he is always getting hurt in college. And that's good enough for me. I hope he maintains that in the career that he's going forward. But if Alfred Collins can penetrate, plug up the hole, take on 2 defenders, open up the lanes for Fred Warner, for Martin, for CJ West, for Mikael Williams or Bosa, then, in my opinion, Alfred Collins has done his job. Yeah, I know he has an ankle, but if you look at his career in college, he was never like, he wasn't like he was out and, you know, he'll miss a game or 2 here and there, but he wasn't like always injured in college. He was pretty persistent. He played a lot of games in college, and that's encouraging. Someone that is injury prone is always on the sideline trying to trying to get over here. Trying to not get hurt. That's not Alfred Collins. That is not Alfred Collins. What's up, Daniel Cantu? Welcome to the house, brother. Welcome. What's up, Beto? Hope everyone is doing well. I am doing great. Thank you for asking. Welcome to the channel, my friend. It's been a minute. Eddie, 49er Eddie, you got away from me there for a second. Sorry about that. How you doing, sir? I'm excited for this year. We have an easy schedule. If we can stay healthy, I like my chances this year. Mikael Williams will struggle. I hope he doesn't. He may struggle the first couple of games in the beginning. If you not that you guys watch a lot of Rams games, because who wants to watch the Rams, right? Rams.
You suck.
Nobody wants to watch the Rams, but the Rams players were not playing great, and gradually they got better on defense. They got better and better as the games went on. I pray and I hope that we get the same thing out of Mikael Williams, where each game he looks better. Each game he's grasping the defense. He's hitting in assignments. And I think this kid is going to be special. I really do. But I have to see it to believe it. I got to see it to believe it. What's up, Jimmy? How you doing, brother? Alfred Collins could have played if it was a game, but our Niners are being, yeah, there you cautious. That makes sense, David. That makes a lot of sense right there. Drop the mic, baby. That makes perfect sense. They're just being careful, precautious with him, making sure he's okay. I think Alfred Collins is going to be fine. He's not injury prone. He's always sustained himself in college. Can he plug up the hole? Can he put guards on their ass? Can he push the guard back into the quarterback? That's what I want to see from Alfred Collins. Can he bat the ball down? That's what I want to see from Alfred Collins. If he gets to the quarterback and gets a sack, that is gravy on the mashed potatoes. But I want him to take on two defenders, move them out of the way, open up the lanes for Fred Warner, Martin and company, and allow CJ West to eat. Now, CJ West, this kid could have a lot of sacks year one. And it's going to be because of Alfred Collins. I believe that CJ West will benefit. He will benefit because of Alfred Collins. Alfred Collins is going to be the guy that opens up the lanes, and CJ West is going to be the guy that is going to get in those lanes and go after the quarterback. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Now, let's talk about Brock Purdy for a minute. Brock Purdy, I don't get it, guys. I don't get it. I understand Brock Purdy is not Joe Burrow. He's not Lamar Jackson. He's not Josh Allen. He's not Patrick Mahomes. In the last 5 years, only 3 quarterbacks have won Super Bowls. Patrick Mahomes, Matthew Stafford, and Jalen Hurts. In the last 5 years, only 3 quarterbacks have won a Super Bowl. Only 3. Joe Burrow hasn't won a Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson has not won a Super Bowl. Josh Allen hasn't won a Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford, Jalen Hurts, and Patrick Mahomes. That's it. That's it. But yet, we are concerned that we overpaid Brock Purdy. I mentioned this earlier. Who was the last quarterback to be a Pro Bowl quarterback? Who was the last 49er quarterback that was a Pro Bowler? Now, somebody mentioned it earlier, but a lot of you have come in a little bit late. What's up, Raiders for Life? Welcome. Welcome, brother. The last quarterback that has been to a Pro Bowl was Jeff Garcia. Jeff Garcia was the last quarterback to make it to a Pro Bowl. Do you know how long that has been from Jeff Garcia to Brock Purdy? Do you know how long it's been from Jeff Garcia to Brock Purdy to be talking about a Pro Bowl quarterback? Garoppolo never made it to the Pro Bowl. Alex Smith never made it to the Pro Bowl. Kaepernick never made it to the Pro Bowl. But this kid, Brock Purdy, was thrown in to the Wolf's Den against Miami. He was, first and foremost, he was drafted in the 7th round. He was not even supposed to make the team. He fights and makes the roster. Then, we all know, Brock Purdy should have never played football for the Niners as a 7th round pick. I'm glad he did, but he shouldn't have. If Trey Lance would have been the quarterback we thought he was, Brock Purdy would never gotten a chance. He gets hurt. If Garoppolo plays well, which he was, if he doesn't get hurt, Brock Purdy never plays a down for the Niners to this point. But reality, unlike John Madden, took his toll on our quarterbacks. Trey Lance got hurt. Garoppolo got hurt. You entrust, listen for me, guys. They entrusted Brock Purdy into the Lions' den, and he handled his business. The kid was thrown into the freaking Miami game and beat Miami and never lost a game until he got hurt. It took an injury for Brock Purdy to lose that year. Brock Purdy, a 7th-round pick, was thrown into the Lions' den, beat the Dolphins, beat Tom Brady, and won all the way took us to the NFC Championship game. And the only reason we lost is because he got hurt. I guarantee it. If Brock Purdy did not get hurt, we would have won that game. Whether we beat the Chiefs, I don't know. That's a whole different conversation. But I can guarantee you, we would have kicked the crap out of the Eagles that day. This kid has done nothing but win games. Yes, we went to the Super Bowl. Yes, he lost. But it wasn't because he was throwing interceptions. It wasn't because he was fumbling the ball. The defense couldn't stop Patrick Mahomes. Brock Purdy deserves the money he is getting. Listen, guys, appreciate what you have, because many teams do not have what we have. It's like that neighbor, right? You have a nice Mercedes, but the guy next to you has a Lamborghini. Nothing wrong with your Mercedes. You got a beautiful Mercedes, but your neighbor has a Lamborghini, and you are so focused on his Lamborghini that you overlook that you are a blessed person with a Mercedes. Because others have a freaking Toyota Corolla. Let's not focus on what we don't have. Let us focus on what we have. Yes, Josh Allen is a great quarterback. Yes, Patrick Mahomes is a great quarterback. Yes, Joe Burrow is a great quarterback. Yes, Lamar Jackson are great quarterbacks. They are. But they're not our quarterback. And that's the reality. Some people come out and say, well, imagine what Josh Allen would do with the Niners roster that we had. I can't imagine it because it's not real. It is a fairy tale in your mind. That is the truth. I'm not trying to be an ass. But those that always ask me, imagine what Lamar Jackson would look like with our roster. Imagine what Josh Allen. I couldn't. And I don't want to, because they're not part of this roster. Brock Purdy is. Can we win games with Brock Purdy? Absolutely. Would I trade Brock Purdy for a Josh Allen? Maybe. Probably so. But that's not reality, guys. Reality is not wishing we had Josh Allen, wishing we had Lamar Jackson. The reality is the Niners have Brock Purdy, and even though Brock Purdy is not a big quarterback, he doesn't have the strongest arm. The kid is accurate. He is accurate with the football. He gets the football where it needs to be. He allows his players, his teammates, to make plays because he delivers the ball to his players. We got to stop this hate that Brock Purdy doesn't deserve this amount of money. He does. And the last time we had a Pro Bowl quarterback was Jeff Garcia. A lot of people are like, let's just let Brock Purdy play his last year, and if he doesn't work out, we'll trade for another quarterback or we'll draft another quarterback. Do you know how many quarterbacks we went through from Jeff Garcia to Brock Purdy? Do you really want to take that chance on losing Brock Purdy and starting the process all over again hoping we hit on a quarterback? Hell no. Brock Purdy is not these guys. And I don't care. He's good enough to win for the Niners. Can we win a Super Bowl with Brock Purdy? Absolutely yes. Why not? We've been to a Super Bowl. How many Super Bowls has Josh Allen been to? How many Super Bowls has Lamar Jackson been to? Joe Burrow has been to one Super Bowl, but he lost two. And he lost to the Rams. Brock Purdy took us to the Super Bowl after a year of getting hurt. Let's open up our minds to the understanding that, yes, we don't have Josh Allen. We don't have a Patrick Mahomes. We don't have a Lamar Jackson. That is reality. And that sucks. I wish we did, but we don't. But we have Brock Purdy. Who do the Cowboys have? Dak Prescott? Would you rather have Dak Prescott over Brock Purdy? Jaguars have Trevor Lawrence. Would you rather have Trevor Lawrence over Brock Purdy? Miami has Tua. Would you rather have Tua over Brock Purdy? And for all the upside, that this young kid, Justin Herbert, I've always heard Justin Herbert. I'll take Justin Herbert. What has he done in his career with all that upside? He has a big arm. He's your typical prototype quarterback. What has he done since he's been in the league? Nothing. Nothing. Brock Purdy came in and he never looked back. He took the bulls by the horns and rode that damn bull and never fell off until he got hurt. Justin Herbert, great potential, big quarterback, but he hasn't done anything. Trevor Lawrence, big quarterback, big arm. What has he done? Nothing. Dak Prescott, $60 million a year. He couldn't hold a candle to Brock Purdy. Let's stop wishing we had Josh Allen. And let us be glad that at least we don't have Geno Smith. Think about it. Be happy you have Brock Purdy. You could have Geno Smith. You could have that dum-dum over there in Seattle. You want him? You want Sam? I don't think you want Sam Darnold on your team as a starter. And whether you agree with me or disagree, I don't care. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. At this point, I'm not talking about the career. I'm not talking about the past success. I'm talking about today. Today, Brock Purdy is better than Matthew Stafford. Yeah, I said it. Today, I'm not talking about the past. I'm not talking about the whole career. I'm talking about right now. Brock Purdy being young and Matthew Stafford being older. Brock Purdy is a better quarterback than Matthew Stafford. You can disagree. You can call me names. You can call me whatever. It's okay. But for what I've seen, that is not me talking out of the side of my neck. That is me knowing football. Let's give respect to Brock Purdy, guys. Let's give Brock Purdy the respect that he deserves. I don't agree with that, Joseph. I really don't. If you break down see, people look at the $53 million yearly. That is just what you look at is the bonus, the signing bonus, not the 181. How much did he actually get? He's going to count against the cap $8.5 million. He just got $265 million, and he's going to count against the cap this year only 8.5. That is all that matters. People think that we're paying for his contract. Ain't no money coming out of our pockets. I don't care how faithful you are. I don't care how fanatic you are. You are not paying a dime for his contract. The Yorkshire. And all I don't care how much Brock Purdy gets paid. You know what I care? Does it hurt us against the cap? How big is the cap hit? That's what me as a Niner fan, that's what I'm concerned about. What is the cap hit? I don't care about the $265 million. I don't care about the $181 million. It's not coming out of my pocket. I wish it was, because that means I have more money to give, but I don't. I'm broke. But the point is, I'm more concerned about the structure of the contract. Will this hurt us this year? No. Will it hurt us next year? No. That's what matters to me as a Niner fan, Joseph. What matters to me is the signing bonus. And what does that break down for 5 years? How much of that is going to count against the cap? That is what concerns me as a Niner fan. I am not worried about the $265 million. I am not worried about 181. That doesn't come out of my pocket. What I'm worried about is it going to hurt the Niners this year against the cap? Yes or no? Are we going to struggle because the cap is too high? And it isn't. That's what should matter to us. Can Brock play? Yes. Can he win games? Yes. Did Brock's Purdy contract hurt us against the cap? Absolutely not. Yeah. We got to really start appreciating what we have in Brock Purdy. We really got to start appreciating what we have in Brock Purdy. We could be in a dire part in our fan base right now. If Brock Purdy did not exist, if Brock Purdy did not get drafted by the Niners, where would we be right now? For all you Niner fans that want to win a Super Bowl, that are pissed off that we haven't won a Super Bowl, without Brock Purdy, we don't even make the Super Bowl that we lost. Can I keep it 100? Can I keep it 100? Without Brock Purdy, we don't even make the Super Bowl, much less lose the Super Bowl. Kyle Shanahan would have been fired. John Lynch would have been fired. with that pick of Trey Lance. And I don't blame them for going after Trey Lance. They had to make a move. They had to make a calculated move. They went for Trey, and it failed. But Brock Purdy fell in our laps. But yet we are worried about the contract. We are worried that he gets paid too much money. We are concerned about things that we would never be talking about if Brock Purdy wasn't on this roster. Imagine still having Trey Lance dealing with all that crap. A bust quarterback. A third overall. And we have nothing to show for but losing games. Would you be worried about the Super Bowl loss? You know why you wouldn't? Because we would have never made it to the Super Bowl. But Brock Purdy did that. Yes, it hurts that we lost. Yes, it sucks that we lost. It does. It hurts that we lost. I wish we didn't. I wish we would have won. I wish we would have lifted up the 6th Lombardi trophy. All that is true. But we got to enjoy a Super Bowl with Brock Purdy. It wasn't the outcome that we wanted, but we were there. We had a 50-50 chance to win. Without Brock Purdy, there is no 50-50. What's up, my brother? Bang Bang Niner Gang. How you doing, sir? Welcome, welcome. What's up, Ken? Welcome. Is Brock the number one trade clause? Is Brock the first no trade clause in the NFL? Pretty common in NBA, but not sure about. That's a very good question. And let's talk about that actually. Because, hold on real quick. There we go. All right. So Brock Purdy, talking about that. Thank you, Ken, for bringing it up. The Niners' Brock Purdy reportedly got full no trade clause in the $265 million contract extension. Give me a second. So I hope you guys can read it. I hope it's big enough so you guys can read it. In addition to a massive payday from contract extension with the San Francisco 49ers, quarterback Brock Purdy also gained full control over his future. According to NFL Network's Mike Garofalo, Purdy's 5-year, $265 million extension includes a full no-trade clause for the duration of the deal. ESPN's Adam Schefter reported that Purdy's new deal includes $181 million in overall guarantee money, which is monumental jump for the last pick of the last round of the 2022 NFL draft. He earned a total of $2.6 million over his first 3 seasons in the league, and now has an average annual salary of $53 million. Congratulations, Brock Purdy, man. Hate him or love him. Hate him or love him. The guy did what he had to do to earn this contract. Whether you feel that he deserves it or not. Whether you feel that he deserves it or not, that is on you. But this kid did what he had to do to get paid and secure him and his family for the future. Purdy played 15 games in 2024 and threw for 3,864 yards, 20 touchdowns, and a career high 12 interceptions. The guy does not throw the ball to the other team as Dak Prescott and company. Come on, guys. He had dealt with injuries in his right shoulder and elbow, hindering him from building off his stellar 2023 campaign that saw him lead the NFL with 113 passer rating while throwing for 31 touchdowns. The Niners went 6-11 in a disappointing campaign and missed the playoffs for the first time since 2018. At the end of the year, Purdy made it clear that he wanted to remain in San Francisco, the face of the franchise. I want to be San Francisco and play my football career here, Purdy said on January 6th. I know that I am the guy for this organization and that I can do what it takes to help lead us where we want to go. You know what that includes, ladies and gentlemen? Let me read the statement again. I want to be in San Francisco and play my football career here, Purdy said on January 6th. I know that I am the guy for this organization and that I can do what it takes to help lead us where we want to go. You know what part of that is? It's not holding a gun against the Niners for his contract. He took a very reasonable contract and he meant what he said on January 6th. I'll do whatever it takes. That's what he says right there. I will do whatever it takes to help lead us to where we want to go. What was that? Part of it was not taking a lot of money, making it where it did not hurt the 49ers in the long run. He wanted to get paid. He wanted to have money to take care of himself and his family going forward, but yet he kept his promise. The 25-year-old potentially got his wish as he has, as his no trade clause ensures that he will control his destiny with the Niners going forward. Going forward, guys. He said on January 6th, he would do whatever it takes to win. Part of that was taking less money to make that happen. That is the quarterback that we have. He is not a selfish son of a biscuit. He is a quarterback that wants to make money. Look, if we all had a chance to make money where it would set us for our future, for the rest of our lives, we will all jump on that. But he also understood, I want to win a Super Bowl in San Francisco. So even though I know I can ask for this much, I'm going to ask for less so that we can go out and get what we need to do. And yet, a lot of Niner fans are crying about his contract. Let's appreciate what we have. Let us appreciate what we have and stop being dramatic. Stop being in your feelings. It's not about you. It's about the team. It's not about John Madden. It's about reality. Brock Purdy set his family for the rest of his life and put himself and the 49ers in position to build the roster around him. That is reality, Niner faithful. When are we going to accept that we not only do we got a good quarterback, a smart quarterback, a quarterback that is able to deliver the ball where it needs to go, but also a mature quarterback that is only 25. He is more mature than Aaron Rodgers. Let that sink in for a moment. Tom Brady, he took a lot of pay cuts to win Super Bowls. Tom Brady took a lot of pay cuts throughout his career to win Super Bowls. Why? Because he wanted to make money, but once he made it, now it was about winning Super Bowls. I believe that Brock Purdy will be the same type of quarterback. Now that he has his money, he's going to focus and do whatever he can to win Super Bowls for our San Francisco 49ers so that we can be proud fan base. Brock Purdy can win it. I don't want to cut ties with Brock in 2 years unless he has a major injury that hurts his career. Who are we going to replace him with? Is Josh Allen going to be available in free agency in 2 years and we go after him? Maybe we can have that discussion. But if Josh Allen isn't available, Patrick Mahomes is not available, Joe Burrow or Lamar Jackson are not available, why in the world would I want to get rid of Brock Purdy in 2 years? Make it make sense. Please. Make it make sense. I'm not getting rid of my Mercedes unless you hand me over a Lamborghini. That's all I'm saying. Yep. That's right, Eddie. Brock's contract is not our biggest concern right now. Our biggest concern is right now is the draft class workout. Well, yes. But let's keep it real. If Brock Purdy would have taken an insane contract, just say for sake of argument, Brock Purdy's like, I don't care. I'm a 7th round pick. I should not even be a starter right now. I have a golden opportunity to make as much money as I possibly can. I'm in the position to say what I want and have the opportunity to get it. He could have went that route. But he didn't. He's not going to count much against the cap this year. He's not going to count much next year. That means hopefully the Niners can get some offensive help next year. They fixed the defensive side of the ball. Now, like I said earlier in the start of this live, if Mikael Williams, CJ West, and Alfred Collins, out of everybody we drafted, now I would like more hits than less, absolutely. But if we hit on 3 from all 11 players, we only hit 3, I am happy. Do I prefer to hit 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or all of them? Absolutely. But if we hit on Mikael Williams, if he becomes a stud, Alfred Collins becomes a stud, CJ West becomes a stud, and I'm not even going to throw Martin, the linebacker. If he becomes a stud or as good as Greenlaw was, the rest doesn't matter in the sense of we having these 4 as starters. Now, if the receiver we got, the running backs, the safety, the corner, if they work out as well, praise God. The better, the more the better. I will welcome it. But I want at least those 4 players to hit. Mikael Williams, Alfred Collins, CJ West, and Martin. I can't think of his first name. Or is Martin his first name? Help me out in the comments. But Martin, the linebacker, if those guys hit, I am jumping for joy. Everyone else is a cherry on top. But the main plate has to be those four guys. Yes, I'm a big boy. I use food as an analogy. You don't get to be my size by talking about salads. You guys are amazing, man. Daniel Cantu says, why is people working about how much, getting overworked, I think is what you meant, about Purdy getting paid. It's not, they are paying, yes. People get overlooked, people get pissed off like if they're paying him the money. Like the money's coming out of their pocket. Money's coming out of Jed York. All we should concern ourselves is the details of the contract. Yes, the kid out of Oklahoma State, Martin. I can't think of his first name. I think that kid's going to be special. But proof is in the pudding. I like potential, but potential ain't nothing. Potential only gets you into the door. Oh, this kid has potential to be a great player. That gets you drafted. What keeps you is your body of work. Are these guys going to be a Javon Kinlaw? Or are they going to turn into a Nick Bosa type of player? Because potential only gets you into the door by being drafted. What you do with that potential as an individual is what keeps you paid, what gets you paid. You know the funny thing, you're talking about potential, guys? Nick Martin. Yes, Eddie. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Nick Martin is the kid. You know that, talking about potential, you know that there was no potential for Brock Purdy at all? This kid was a 7th round pick. Last pick of the draft. He was one pick away from being undrafted. This kid had no potential whatsoever. But when his opportunity came up, when Garoppolo got hurt and he had to go into the game against Miami, Brock Purdy did not care about potential. He did not care where he was drafted. He did not care that he was the last pick of the draft. He seized his opportunity. He made the best with the opportunity that was given to him, and he never looked back. And that is why on May 16, 2025, he got rewarded. He got rewarded with the contract that he got because he stepped onto the field against Miami and played his ass off. And that's why Brock Purdy got rewarded as a franchise quarterback, because he earned it. It wasn't given to him. He earned every penny. And yet we have the gall to say he's been overpaid. Who are we? Who are you? Who am I to say that Brock Purdy got overpaid? Were you there every single day he was busting his ass? Were you there when he came early to the play and left practice late? Were you there when he was watching his diet? When he was exercising? Were you next to him when he was going through the things he went through to earn every freaking penny he got? But yet we have the audacity. We have the audacity to say Brock Purdy does not deserve to get what he got. Who are you? Who are you and who am I to say something stupid like that? He got paid exactly what he deserved. And we should be proud that the Niners reward players that earn it. They rewarded Kittle. They're about to reward Fred Warner. And they awarded Brock Purdy. But because you think that Brock Purdy is not a Joe Burrow, because you think Brock Purdy isn't Lamar Jackson, he isn't Josh Allen, the Niners are stupid for paying him that amount of money. The kid worked his ass off. He was the 7th round pick, the last pick of the draft in 2022. He was not even supposed to make the team, and he made it. He was supposed to never start, and he started. And he worked his ass off. He never looked back. He took the bull by its horns. And that's why Brock Purdy got paid what he got paid. And yet we think we have the audacity to say he's not worth it. Shame on you and I for trying to be so bold for clicks on our channel. Brock Purdy, I salute you, my friend. Thank you for what you've done for the Niners. Thank you for what you're going to do. Niner Sickness, believes in you. I believe we will win a Super Bowl with you under center. And we will. Well, I'm going for the ride. You will shut up all the critics talking out of their butthole when you hoist that Lombardi trophy. I love you guys. I respect each and every one of you. But let's keep it 100. Let the kid enjoy his money. He earned it. He earned every penny. He could have got more, but he chose not to. That makes him one hell of a guy. With that, I am out of here. Thank you guys for listening to me chant and listen to me yell and complain. And even if you don't agree with me, that's fine. But thank you for watching. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to follow me on YouTube. I haven't been on lately. I've been kind of busy, but we'll see what happens in the near future, if I will come on more often or not. But I love each and every one of you. Thank you for hanging out with me. Have a wonderful evening. Take care. And remember, Jesus loves you. Peace. God bless everyone. I'm out of here.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.